All right, in a recent article over at Blabbermouth, Jimmy Page is quoted by Gene Simmons as saying something very interesting about Gene Simmons' bass playing. And for those of you who follow the channel, you'll know that I've done a video in the past on whether or not Gene Simmons is a good bass player. And I encourage you to look that one up. And I got a lot of feedback on that particular video. We had some people who think that he's adequate. We had some people that think that he's very good. And we had some people that think that he's absolutely talentless and maybe didn't even play on Kiss records. So what did Jimmy Page think of Gene Simmons as a bass player? Well, according to the article, Gene Simmons and Jimmy Page ended up knowing each other actually quite well over the years, and there was a time when Gene Simmons introduced his son to Jimmy Page. The article says, quote, "Jimmy Page came to see Kiss perform quite a few times and we became friendly, and I introduced my son Nick to him, who was so awed he started to cry in front of Jimmy Page. I said, 'Jimmy, say hello to my son Nick.' 'Oh, how are you?' He's crying his heart out. He didn't know what to say," unquote. So at that point, Page and Simmons are close enough that he's introducing his son to him, and Page apparently came to a number of Kiss shows, which is quite a surprise to me. I don't know about you, but I never really imagined that Jimmy Page would think that much of Kiss. Anyway, what did he say about Gene Simmons as a bass player? Well, here's the quote from Gene Simmons. Quote, "So Page came to see us the first time when we played Wembley. He came to see us some other times when we were there, and he came up to me after the show, my hand to God, and said, 'Mate, you can give Jon Entwistle a run for his money,'" unquote. So Simmons goes on to say, of course, that he doesn't feel that's true. He doesn't feel that he could give Jon Entwistle a run for his money. But apparently the comment from Page did take place. For me, this is validation of something that I've been suggesting all the time, which is that Gene Simmons is a very good bass player and that he has a unique style, and that I think you could put him in another band other than Kiss and you could still tell it was him. He has a signature style and he contributes a lot to the essence of Kiss songs, whether or not you're speaking of him strictly as a rhythm section player, because he adds so much melody in the Paul McCartney style to what he does on bass. Anyway, apparently Jimmy Page thought that Gene Simmons was a decent bass player, good enough to compare to Jon Entwistle, and I'll consider that a vote of yes to my previous question of whether or not Gene Simmons was a good bass player. This is what I think, but what really matters is what you think. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below. And remember to like and subscribe. Also, check out the new join button that's available. If you become a member, you can get access to members-only badges, members-only polls, members-only videos, and a lot of other cool perks that you'll see if you click on that button, which I hope you'll do. You can also support the site by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link, going over to the Buy Me a Coffee site, and just making a donation. Every little bit helps to keep this channel going and growing. It's been a lot of fun with the polls and discussions in the community section and the comments and discussions in the videos. So let's keep it rolling, and if you can spare a little bit, that would be great. Thanks a lot.